Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and boy, they did load the PolySign onto the Link2 platform, but you got to see this.
PolySign.
They're running a contest where you can actually go and have dinner with the CEO of PolySign. That's why I wanted you to watch this.
Created the patent for key management technology, enabling the custody of digital assets without ever having to expose their clients' private keys, and has already caught the attention of BNY Mellon, the largest custodian bank in the world. The same BNY Mellon that touches 20% of all investable assets globally. Matter of fact, BNY Mellon's retired vice chairman and head of global markets, Tim Keeney, is now the active vice chairman at PolySign. We restocked PolySign on Link2's platform this morning with a small block of PolySign private equity and only at a $5,000 investment minimum. The last time we had PolySign on Link2's platform, we sold out in the blink of an eye. Understanding PolySign's partner, Cowen Digital, was acquired by TD Bank, one of the biggest financial institutions in North America. So if you're unsure about the direction of this emerging market, let me remind you, it's here to stay. And PolySign is the only custodian with a native blockchain at its core, which is advantageous from a security and regulatory compliance standpoint. Also, don't forget that any member who invests $150,000 or more in PolySign during the month of March gets a free trip to San Francisco to have a private dinner with PolySign CEO Jack McDonald and Link2 COO Joseph Mendoza. So don't wait, get ahead of this.
That is cool. So the link to that will be in the top of the description of this video. Now let's check in with the official cool guy. He looks like all systems go.
Cool guy to base. Cool guy to base. DAI. Checking in. All systems go. No indicator lights. Prepare for liftoff. 3, 2, 1.
You gotta like that. All right, there are some great tweets. The tweets today, it is like thumbnail central today. XRP diamond bottom, $10 update. Steady lads, steady. It is coming. I like that. There's a lot of these chart people. They see a lot of indicators of things that are coming, and he uses this word again. We've seen it before, retesting the breakout and bouncing from it. Then I will confirm to you that we are going to Valhalla. XRP Crypto Wolff had tweeted this out. XRP whopping 30% plus rally brought attention back to the crypto market. There's a lot of great tweets today. I needed to show you some of them. And a lot of these are from people that are like Bitcoin people. This one. When you see these levels of accumulation in XRP, it is just a matter of time. The only problem is that crypto traders are addicted to leverage. Advice: reduce leverage and exercise patience. And then down here he said, over the past month, 50 whales holding 10 million to 100 million XRP have joined the Ripple network. These large investors have purchased around 420 million XRP worth 155.4 million, shows data from Sentiment. Then here's Sentiment. XRP Network continues its impressive March recovery with its price now at plus 44% in the past 2 weeks and another 11% today. As a result, we're seeing a very high level of trader profit taking, which is at its highest ratios versus loss taking since August 2021. Then we had this. Hell froze over today, folks. Coindesk, their lead article was this one about XRP. Open interest in XRP surges to 800 million as crypto traders hope Ripple, let's see what it says, hope Ripple SEC verdict will bring Altseason. So now even Coindesk, who talks about nothing but Bitcoin and Ethereum, is now promoting the hope that XRP will prevail in the lawsuit. Then we got this one from this guy. I think this is another Bitcoin maxi. Yeah, Bitcoin. Ripple winning over the SEC would translate into Altseason. So follow that closely, even if not long the standard. Now look, folks, these people, I think I think they're right that it will trigger an Altseason. But remember, even if it does, XRP will be the only digital asset with clarity. because remember, this tweet would make you think that, oh, okay, XRP is not a security. Well, that means that Gary's just going to say, hey, okay, well, I won't go after everybody else because this judgment's here now. Well, I don't think that's the way this goes down. I don't think Gary's going to stop. Then we had this, Wolff of Wall Street. He's also, I think, a Bitcoin guy, except he's a reasonable guy. Imagine if the SEC loses to Ripple in court. Just imagine. Then Peter Brandt, who has always been anti-XRP. Peter Brandt spots rare bottom formation on XRP chart, sets $3 minimum target. And here's what he actually said. I'll be the first to admit that when I hear someone mention Ripple, I discount whatever they're about to say next. Truly an OG crypto project. I'd have rather watched paint dry for 5 years than hold XRP, and it would have been equally as profitable. See, what Peter does not know, what all of us know, is that what we've overcome is 5 years of corruption. And so to discount that, charts don't just stand on their own. There's all kinds of things that can be done to affect what happens on the chart. Just ask Bill Hinman or Joseph Lubin. They know. They were meeting with the SEC Bill was at the SEC, and Joseph Lubin was meeting with Bill and others at the SEC behind the scenes. Also ask Andreessen Horowitz and Chris Dixon over there, because they met with Jay Clayton to set all that in motion, the Ethereum free pass. During the last crypto bull market of 2021, XRP couldn't even reclaim its high from the bull market of 2018. The company has been embroiled in a lawsuit against the SEC for over a year and has exhausted bulls. XRP has reappeared on my watch list, up 20% in the last 7 days. Ripple fits the criteria for an asymmetrical trade. If the fulcrum bottom is legitimate, then maybe the massive consolidation below the 2018 high resolves to the upside, and maybe the minimum price target is above $3, making this a 10-to-1 minimum trade setup. Well, it's pretty ironic that his above $3 target just happens to be what XRP would have done a long time ago without the lies, the lawsuits, the FUD, the crypto pundits going on CNBC and saying, oh, I'm short XRP. I just don't understand it. The SEC lawsuits, it was all coordinated, folks. And now all these guys want to save face and hold hands as we cross the finish line. Watch this.
And you also
on Coindesk, interesting.
And you also actually seen a pop with XRP, right? Which is another interesting component of this whole conversation, because when you look at efficiency and moving capital around the globe with our banking system, that's a very, very important aspect of the settlement side of things. And what's happening there is a lot of interesting insights as far as contracts, partnerships that have already laid the groundwork, that's playing nicely with regulators. And I think that's the other side of this conversation that we haven't had yet.
Yeah, I was actually just going to ask you about XRP, which just surged to a 5-month high, even amidst all this turmoil. But isn't that possibly just about the potential coming resolution to the SEC XRP case, which has been brewing for a while? And I mean, that's how I read that surge.
Yeah, I think that's one piece of it. But for whatever reason, I like to unpack a little more of the conversation. And here's the other part. Rather they win or they lose, it doesn't matter, to be honest with you. They still have those long-term institutional partnerships in which they will still be able to move value across the internet. And in my personal opinion about this, and the way I think about this, is if they are made an example of, it's still not a bad thing, right? The world is stage. Let's kind of quote Shakespeare thinking about that. It's all right. Rather they win or rather they lose, they're still going to be able to play a pivotal role.
Did he just say all the world's a stage? And he follows me. I wonder if he's listening.
Representing Bank of America and several other large institutions and moving capital around the world, providing liquidity to both those small and regional financial institutions. I think that's what we're seeing on the back end.
Smart guy. I like him. Okay. And then there was this. This is Tika Tour. Remember him from... He was the guy that was on the Glenn Beck show back in, 2019 or so? And he was talking about how all the Wall Street guys manipulate crypto. Ooh, it's even got creepy music.
Generational wealth. That's what's at stake today, John, because we're just moments away from what I believe would be the biggest crypto event of this decade. And there is nothing that can stop it. And that is what's so amazing about it.
Well, I'll tell you what's amazing is that right off the bat, you're starting with a big prediction about this upcoming event.
Here's the thing. I'm not gazing into my crystal ball about this, John. I want to be very clear about that. This event will happen. It is 100% guaranteed to take place.
But let me stop you right there, Tika. I know you met him, but how can you guarantee that something will happen?
It's a great question. A few years ago, again, I personally met this man who's about to flip the switch and trigger this panic. He's a crypto billionaire, one of the most important men in the crypto world, and developers who are involved in this project, they have confirmed this is happening by as early as the end of this month. That means they could flip the switch at any moment they choose. They're actually running the final test as we speak. John, this is the final test right before they pull that trigger. That means we could wake up tomorrow morning and read about it in the headline.
Yeah, see, I knew this was going to be...
Talking about switches flipping. Don't know what all that is. Now, let's check in with our old buddy Joseph Lubin. Joseph Lubin is the only man in crypto besides Sam Bankman-Fried who has been able to successfully come in and talk to the SEC. Here in this clip, he's letting everybody know that the Ethereum is no security, but the SEC was right in going after Kraken. Shout out to Jesse Powell.
Is Ether a security in that context? It doesn't really change the nature of Ether. Ether is still a commodity token. Ether is required to operate the machine, to pay for storage. There may be uses or use cases that people offer, for instance, like Kraken, where they package up staking. They provide certain kinds of additional yield opportunities, or they smooth out yields, or they enable.
Just more BS. We don't need to listen to any more of that. Okay, now then Christine Lagarde, she says central banks must keep up with the digital innovation to ensure payments are dependable and the financial system remains stable. The new BIS Innovation Hub centers in Frankfurt and Paris will play a key role in coordinating, designing the future of digital banking. And then there was this one, John Deaton had retweeted it from BTC Markets. The Ripple everybody's waking up now, folks. The Ripple SEC legal battle over XRP status has sent prices soaring. If the court rules in favor of the SEC, it could set a significant precedent for crypto regulation. But if Ripple wins, it could legitimize the industry in the eyes of regulators. So, folks, man, everybody is in what I call, my 10-year-old calls A-word covering, A-word covering mode. Reminder, 2:30, Gary Gensler is going to testify in front of the House Appropriations Committee. That is in about 15 or so minutes. And so I don't think anybody's going to be really holding him to account in that one, but we'll watch it anyway. Then the official Cool Guy, the Digital Asset Investor channel, points out that Gary's still out doing stuff. SEC charges crypto platform Beaksy executives for running unregistered exchange. Let me see what this, I'm going to skip that one. I'm going to play you this one. Listen to this one.
I'm about to show you is arguably the biggest story in the world right now, in my opinion, but it's being totally ignored by the mainstream media. So the United States just announced it's getting ready for a war with China and Putin at the same time for a very important reason. Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin are about to completely alter the international power structure and the monetary system. This is why they're getting ready for war. No other reason. The biggest story in the world happened this week in Moscow, and your mainstream media ignored it. This week, Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin signed 14 different documents in their face-to-face meeting. The biggest had to do with trade and currency. It's perhaps the biggest story in the world right now, but again, the U.S. media was obsessed with something else.
He could be days away from becoming the first former president to be indicted.
Donald Trump is under multiple criminal inquiries.
The media wants you distracted from the U.S. banking crisis and the decline of the U.S. dollar. Saudi Arabia and Iran, Sunni and Shiite Muslim, are sworn enemies. They hate each other, and yet China just brokered a peace deal between them. Yes, China did that. not the United States. And then this week, Saudi Arabia openly talking about settling their oil trades in the Chinese currency yuan. This would replace the US dollar. They would replace the petrodollar, the US dollar that we use as a hammer to sanction any country we like. If the US doesn't like you and wants to sanction you, they can, because if you want oil, you'll need to pay with US dollars to settle that transaction. Imagine if the US can't threaten you with dollars anymore. All they have left are weapons, and there's nothing more dangerous than a person losing power. What am I about?
All right, so there's that. And then here, just a reminder, here's a Jim Rickards quote. A gold standard is the ideal monetary system for those who create wealth through ingenuity, entrepreneurship, and hard work. Gold standards are disfavored by those who do not create wealth, but instead seek to extract wealth from others through inflation, inside information, and market manipulation. I feel very good because I've got investments in XRP on a ledger so that I control my keys. And I've got physical gold, and I have gold in my Glenn account, who's one of my sponsors. My Glenn sponsor link will be in the top of the description of this video. This is a way that I can own some of my gold in the Glenn account and have a spendable debit MasterCard that goes along with that gold. And I can literally spend my gold on margaritas and cheese dip if I want to. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. Gold and XRP. I love it.